please.
Thank you, Acting Chief Secretary, Mr. Churu. Members of the Fourth Estate Cabinet considered the report on the 2023-2024 summer crops marketing and the food security outlook to March 2025 and the 2024 winter cereals plan as presented by the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Honorable Dr. A.J. Masuka. A total of 164,465 metric tons of grains and oilseed had been marketed as at 20 September 2024, compared to 289,090 metric tons marketed in 2023 at the same time. The marginal decline in marketed maize indicates that this was largely irrigated maize, whereas sorghum, soybean and sunflower were under dryland production and suffered from the El Nino-induced drought. Regarding maize imports by government through the Grain Marketing Board, a total of 39,698 metric tons have been delivered out of the expected 300,000 metric tons. The imported grain at the current consumption rate will last till June 2025. Focus will now shift to the purchase of local wheat in order to complement the imports. Meanwhile, harvesting of wheat has commenced and 1,737 metric tons have already been harvested as at 18 September 2024. Cabinet would like to advise that the total food requirement to March 2025 is between 427,000 metric tons at 7.5 kgs per person till March 2025 and 464,000 metric tons at 8.5 kgs per person, taking into consideration the possibility of increased requirements as only 6.2 million in rural areas are receiving food under social welfare. It is recommended that the 7.5 kgs per person per month be maintained and that more people be enrolled as the need arises. Meanwhile, surveillance on the Kwila bed is ongoing in all provinces. On standby are 21 technicians with drones and vehicle-mounted sprayers and 30 backpack sprayers. National and provincial command centers have been rationalized and instituted. Out of the 1,035 wards in these regions, 959 rural wards are targeted for the establishment of ward drought mitigation centers, and some 35 rigs have been distributed to 8 rural provinces for the emergency drilling program on a roving basis. Regarding the tobacco exports, a total of 144 million kilograms have been exported at an average price of $5.28 per kg. Meanwhile, in preparation for the 2024-2025 season, some 1,252,000 kilograms of seed has been sold compared to 865,708 grams sold last year, same time, and a 45% increase. The seed is equivalent to 208,000 hectares compared to 144,000 hectares last year. A record production is anticipated as seed sales are a record high for the industry. Cabinet received and approved the report on the identification for the 2025 independence celebrations venue in Midlands Province, which was presented by the Minister of Local Government and Public Works, Honorable Daniel Garwe, who is also the acting chairperson of the Cabinet Committee on State Occasions and National Monuments. An assessment visit to the Midlands Province to identify suitable venues to host the 2025 independence celebrations was constituted. The main objective of the visit was to identify an open space of not less than 5 hectares in size that would accommodate the national independence celebrations, host the Children's Party, and the Independence Musical Gala. The technical committee also recommended places of historical significance. The nation is advised that the Mtapa Hall in Gweru, Wawa Prison, Connemara Prison, and Skombela Detention Camp are all in Midlands Province. And it is at Mtapa Hall in 1964 where ZANU held its first Congress and resolved to take up arms against the white settler regime. The late President, Comrade Robert Gabriel Mugabe, and other nationalists were once detained at the notorious Wawa and Skombela detention centers. Cabinet approved that the Independence Torch rally should pass through these areas on its way to the venue of the independence celebrations. In addition, the graves of heroes and heroines laying at the provincial and district heroes' acres will be spruced up. Cognizant of the Ministry of Local Government and Public Works is set to launch the NIMPE Road Rehabilitation Program. The Kadomasanyati Gokwe Nembudzia Road will be the priority project for Midlands Province. The program involves all local authorities in a province identifying a priority road and pulling together resources to implement the project. The special project will be funded by the Zimbabwe National Roads Authority, with technical assistance being provided by the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructural Development and the Raw Infrastructure Development Agency. Cabinet noted that the hosting of the celebrations in the Midlands Province will continue to ensure that we leave no one and no place behind, and we will see a massive infrastructural development, especially for the marginalized districts in Midlands Province. And therefore, Cabinet resolved as follows: that the Nembudzia Open Grounds at Nembudzia Growth Point in Gokwe North District will be the venue for the 2025 National Independence Celebrations. That Nyamuroro High School will be the venue for the Children's Party. That Nembudzia High School grounds will be the venue for the Independence Gala. That Mtapa Hall, Wawa Prison, Connemara Prison, and Skombela detention camps be considered as the places of significance in the Midlands Province. Cabinet also approved the implementation of the NIMPE Road Rehabilitation Program as complementary to the traditional independence preparations, and that Zinara should fast-track disbursement of fuel and other resources for the program. That roads in the competing 3 districts be rehabilitated and upgraded, and that resources permitting other roads in the province should also be considered as part of the normal programming of the 45th independence celebrations. That specifically the Kadoma Sanyati Nembudzia Road be rehabilitated and upgraded under the road rehabilitation program. This route provides the main and shortest access, that is Harare Nembudzia and Gweru Nembudzia. Cabinet adopted the Postal and Telecommunications Sector Second Quarter Performance Report for 2024. as presented by the Minister of Information Communication Technology, Postal and Courier Services, Honorable Tatenda Mavetera. The information communication technologies are developing at a rapid pace worldwide. Hence, the country is to be proactive to utilize these technologies for its growth. The quarterly report underlines the significance of creating transparent, responsible systems that align with the country's national vision and strategic intent. Highlights of the report include that the number of mobile subscriptions stands at 14,834,000, which is an increase from 14,739,000 recorded in the first quarter. Fixed telephony maintained a tele-density of 1.90%, while there was an increase in data and internet subscriptions. Of particular note is that the amount of data and internet traffic on mobile devices increased by 12.5%, indicating that more online activities are relying on mobile data. The number of mobile base stations increased with the deployment of 272 long-term evolution infrastructure. Econet added 31 new base stations, while Net1 decommissioned 14 2G base stations and replaced them with 4G LTE stations. The transition of services from being voice-centric to data-centric has driven large investments in high-speed broadband infrastructure. Mobile penetration rose from 96.14% to 96.76%. Internet penetration rose by 2.14% to 78.15%, and the ICT sector performance has been positive. Cabinet would like to advise that the quarterly reports are published nationally and reports will be presented to the International Telecommunications Union annually. I thank you.